CEO of the Proforma Fund.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming. It's great to see you. So we're going to get into what he's doing now, but let's just kind of to establish, tell me a little bit about your background and how you got to this point.
I educated in business and law. Practiced law for a while. Didn't love doing that. It was.
As any good person would not, I feel like.
It was soul sucking.
Yes, yes.
But I think it led me into entrepreneurship in like heavily regulated areas.
Okay.
So it made me not scared of regulation.
Yeah.
Which is actually a nice. They always say do entrepreneurship in blue water instead of red water. And it, where there's regulation, there's not many entrepreneurs. So it was blue water.
Yeah, and if you understand how to navigate it, it can be very successful.
Exactly.
Yeah, and to be
healthcare, fintech,
yeah,
those kind of things.
And those are on with Dustin and I's company. That's exactly who we work with. It's regulated
Right.
industries affected by public policy.
Yeah,
which is kind of how we know each other a little bit.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
And you're a serial entrepreneur.
Yes, this is company number 5. I usually, I found that when I think about myself in relation to other people's skill sets, I'm much better in the what Peter Thiel calls the 0 to 1 phase of a company, from like napkin to smoothly running startup.
I have a lot of respect for that because that is a rare skill.
Yes, it's a hard phase.
0 to 10 people is the hardest jump. I mean,
Right.
10 to 100, and not to belittle that, but that is a
Right.
much smoother transition to that
Right.
initial step.
And actually, I'm not that great at the other. Like there are other people that are better. So usually, by year 3 or 4, I'm thinking about the exit, either replacing myself or some kind of equity event with another company. So that's kind of that's why I like the starting phase of companies.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you exited your last company. We moved on to number 5,
Right.
Proforma Fund.
Right.
So tell me about that.
So I was asked to go to a think tank a group out of Chicago was having, and it was about credit unions and the future. There's a lot of change going on in retail banking, people moving from going into bricks and mortar to dealing with all their phones,
online,
online, those kind of things. And what came out of it was a group, just the knowledge that there are many credit unions, too many of them, that don't have enough loans.
Okay.
They're
Loans out.
They haven't loaned enough of their money. They've got more deposits and they need to loan more of their money because the deposits cost them money and the loans make them money. They need more of the revenue side than the cost
absolutely.
side. Right.
And for a credit union, that the profitability can even just be breaking even, but there's a cost to depositing that money.
It's cooperative banking. They don't have shareholders. They're not for profits, so they just want to do good things for their members. So it's kind of the same. It's like their members are people. They're loaning back to the same members that are people, so they don't do much commercial lending in general. There are very few businesses that are members of credit unions. There are, but not the big ones, or only the big ones. And and so when you're talking about loans to people, you're talking about one of 3 things. You're talking about cars, houses, and credit cards.
Cars, houses, credit cards.
That's about it.
So, and who can a credit union loan to realistically with the new changes in the marketplace?
Right. So people, and then most people know that home loans, they just don't carry them locally anymore. That Wall Street has kind of sucked all of that business into itself. Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. Even though your loan might originate at your bank, it's not carried. It's not carried at your bank, right? And credit card business is complex, and there are people that do that well. So we kind of focused in on the car side. We started asking the question, why are credit unions not deeper into the car lending business than they are?
Okay, it's an opportunity for them to have more loans out.
Right.
Okay.
And what we found is they were being picked off before they came to the branches.
Okay.
Honestly, most of the time it happens at the car dealership. Somebody goes to test drive a car, they make you an offer for a loan. One-stop shopping, and you do it.
I have never applied for a loan at a bank before.
Very few of us go to a bank or a credit union anymore and fill out the clipboard and go through that process. So we basically kind of tried to reverse the polarity of that and said, let's start opening lending branches inside car dealerships.
Okay.
In addition to like your teller branches that are inside a Walmart or a grocery store.
Awesome.
Same kind of thing.
Okay, so you guys are helping the credit unions increase their loan-to-share margins by going straight to the dealer.
Yes, exactly.
And are you a fintech product doing that, or is it a relationship?
Relationship with fintech. Okay. So we're not building tech, we're just building the relationships and using tech.
Okay, very cool. And so this is new though, right?
Yes, new, brand new. We incorporated last July.
Wow.
Quickly raised a little round of funding. Fortunately, we don't have to have more funding. It's not like a follow-on rounds of funding.
I feel like you successfully raised funding, but you don't have to keep raising funding. It's a really sweet spot to be in.
Right, and this year it's basically 1 new client each fiscal quarter, and we're already in 2 different time zones out of the 4 in the U.S.
So you're already operating.
We're going.
That is so cool. That is awesome. Well, I I wish you the best in this. This is a really cool project.
Thanks, and thanks for having me on the show.
Absolutely. Thanks for being here. Have a great day.